Gentlemen, welcome to round 2 of the Lucas Oil Championships. I'd like to begin the press conference by congratulating all 3 of you for being on the podium. And the first question of the press conference will go to Adam Cianciarillo. Moto number 2, you had somebody you haven't probably raced much against, Hunter Lawrence, and you guys had quite a battle out there. Could you talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, it was a really good race. I've seen Hunter I've been based in California this year, and I've seen Hunter ride out here. He rides a bike really well, so it didn't surprise me to see him up there. I know he had a crash in the first moto, so obviously he made do with a poor gate choice for the second moto, but he had a couple spots I just felt like that he was getting me. That downhill, the first step down, kind of over by the Fox area over there, he was getting me, and before the finish line too. So he just had a couple lines on me, and when he got by me, I tried not to freak out, just tried to kind of learn and see what I could do, maybe make a charge at the end, and then he had a little bit of a tip over, and I thought he was farther back than he was, so I kind of started laying up a little bit, and then 2 laps ago, I saw my mechanic like put push on the pit board, and he was really waving his towel pretty hard, so I'm like, oh, this guy must be close. So I kind of had to empty the tank on the energy department and kind of got away a little bit and was able to get it done, but he rode great.
Justin Cooper, first question for you. Moto 1 was obviously kind of the stuff legends are made of, and so far this year, both first motos have gone your way. What's the difference between Moto 1 and Moto 2 for you?
I'm not really sure, honestly. I think probably getting out front would have been nice, but I think the gate flinks, it had to have, because I think we all jumped and it wasn't down, so it kind of threw us all off and kind of salvaged what we could out of the start, and then just was riding defensive. I had Dylan behind me for a little bit, and he was putting some pressure on me, going back and forth with me, so it kind of got my mind off going forward, and kind of got mixed up in the early half of the race, and then I thought I had to get Dylan for the overall, so I really tried to make it happen the last couple of laps and got really close, but yeah, I found my flow towards the end, and it just was a little bit too late.
Dylan Brandis, next question for you. The starts, it's so important in this class right now. What's going to be the key to getting some good starts?
Actually, today for me was my start was not so bad. Just in first moto, first lap was a disaster for me. Made a mistake. I had contact with the other rider, and second lap, I think another contact with Copper Rider, and Adam hit me, and I crashed. So I have to get back from way back and give everything I had to get back 7. And second moto, obviously the malfunction of the gate, or I don't know what happened, but yeah, we all hit the gate. I mean, it's moved and we hit it, and so I don't know. We cannot say it was good or bad start. I was in front, which was not so bad.
I'd like to open it up now to questions from the media. Guy B from Vital.
Adam, we saw you line up way outside for the first moto. It was a little bit of a gamble, but we also saw it pay off for Villapoto in the 125 race. Talk about that pick, and I think it was really soft on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, the gate, they ripped it deep from the beginning. A lot of parts of the track were super muddy and super deep all day. Even there were some parts we really never even got to ride because it was so deep, and the start was really deep like that as well. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big gamble going outside, as we saw. I think they kind of dissed it, or tilted up a little bit deeper than they had for the 125 race. But then you look at the second moto, and Shane McElrath I think he got the whole shot from all the way outside. So it's one of those things. Just kind of, it was a gamble. It was poor execution on my part. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of bummed because I was really stoked with my second moto gate on the inside there, and as Justin said, the gate flinched super hard, and I was like, the whole first lap I was thinking to myself, man, I shouldn't really expend too much energy because they got to red flag it, and they didn't. So I was like, oh man, we need to start making some moves. But yeah, first moto start was not good.
Yeah, Steve Cox, Cycle News. Could you guys all expand on the gate flinch thing and what that does? Like you were just starting to talk about, opening lap, thinking that probably you're going to get a red flag, or changes your racing strategy, stuff like that. Can you talk about what this does?
Yeah, obviously, we all thought it was going to be a red flag. So obviously you don't want to let up on the first lap in case that doesn't happen. But yeah, I saw the green flag waving, so I knew the race was on. Kind of was mind blown by it, honestly, because I thought someone would and any official would catch onto it or something. But I saw it happen on the sight lap. It looked like they tried to drop the gate for everyone to get let out, and it like stumbled. And then the gate dropped like 2 seconds later. On the second attempt, it looked like to drop it. So that's exactly what happened again. It looked like he tried to drop it, it flinched, and the second attempt, this was obviously right after that, it went. So it was like we went, pulled back, and then went again. So it was really hard to even get a good start at that point, but I knew it had to happen for everyone else, so just did the best we could, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those deals, like halfway down the start straight, I'm thinking to myself, like, all right, they got to red flag this thing, because Chase about took the hinges off the gate next to me. I hit the gate a little bit, pulled back, and luckily I was super late. I mean, the gate was fully on the ground before I left, but somehow my gate was good enough where we kind of got a good drive, and the whole first lap in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, I do not need to go crazy, get the heart rate up to like, 190 right away. And then, yeah, I was watching it as I came by the finish line, and we're like, all right, I guess we're doing it. And as Justin said, it's the same for everybody, so we have that to say, I guess.
Oh, yeah, like they say, I also expect a red flag because, yeah, the gate was, it was not so fair for everybody, the start we had in Sakamoto, but yeah, when I saw the green flag, I was okay, let's go for it.
Next question from the media.
Aaron Hansel, Racer X. This is for Dylan. Dylan, today you're on the podium, so that's good. You were 7th in the moto. How would you categorize this day? Are you happy about it? Are you upset about the 7th? Just talk about your day, because you're not looking too happy up there.
For sure, I'm not happy. I will be happy the day I will be 1-1. I will make 1-1, but I crashed beginning of the moto, came back from way behind, and I charged to the end, and I managed to save points, which it's not so bad. And it's tough to have a perfect season, and we see in the next round if guys made a mistake, I'd crash in the first corner or whatever, and see what they make. But yeah, I tried to give everything I had, managed to come back 7, and it was enough to make a podium today. So I can be happy about that, but for sure, yeah, my goal is to win moto, win race. So I won't be happy until that.
Next question from the media.
You mentioned in the first moto going down early, and you said you and Adam had collided. Could you guys maybe run us through that and what happened? I didn't see it. I don't know if it was on TV either or anything.
Yeah, from my point of view, it was after the pit lane area, the right. The guy in front of me, they had contact and slowed down a little bit, and I was on it outside, so I really slowed down too and tried to cut the corner to buzz the guy because it was really slow, and yeah, obviously Adam came from the inside and hit me, and I crashed. So I haven't seen the video. I don't know if he told me after the moto he didn't want to take me out. So I don't know for sure. I think he enjoyed this moment a little bit from what from the Supercross and what everything happened. I can imagine that he liked it, but I don't know if he make it if he wanted to make it or not.
Yeah, from my point of view, the first laps are super hectic. Obviously, there's guys everywhere going from one side of the track to the other, and Dylan, I just came in kind of a little bit farther outside than him, and he kind of got hung up with another guy, and he kind of stood his bike up a little bit, and when he stood his bike up, I was kind of cutting under him at the same time, and I definitely shot the gap, and obviously there's going to be a chance that he recommits to the corner and we collide. With that being said, it's never my intent to put somebody else on the ground. Obviously, it's racing and there's going to be a little bit of rubbing, but that's what I told him after the race. It's like, we did hit it. My team told me he crashed. I didn't even know I took him out. I thought he was right behind me still, but I'll never be the guy that races like that to take somebody out. Sure, if you got to make an aggressive move, any one of these guys is going to move you out of the way if they have to. We do this, we take this stuff serious. So it was unfortunate that he crashed. That's not the way I like to race. But I'm sure he'll get me back at some point.
Next question from the media.
This is for Justin. You were pretty upset after that second moto, but you still logged the fastest lap time. Was it just you were frustrated that you got fourth overall or fourth in that moto instead of finishing better when you were in that battle?
To be honest, I thought I had to get Dylan for the overall, so it's just to come so close so many times on that last lap and not execute the pass. That was kind of what I was frustrated about, but I was also confused that I didn't know Hunter had gone down, so was obviously focused on the battle I was in, making what I had to make happen. But once I found out that he had gone down and kind of, made it feel a little better, because it would have been even more frustrating if I had made the pass and we'd tied on points. So Vegas looking for that first win, and we're really trying hard to get it. So it's just a little bit frustrating to come up short again.
Next question. I guess final question for the three of you. In Supercross season, they always talk that once the series leaves California, that's when the championship really begins. Do you think that now that we have 2 under our belt and we're heading to Colorado, this is where the thing really starts to hit the road?
I mean, for me, my perspective is I'm going to give it my best every time I'm out there. I guess you can kind of break the series up in your mind and kind of really put the hammer down at a certain point if you want. But, I'm doing my best on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to try to win the race on Saturday. And that's the same every week for 12 races. So, obviously, it's early. Everybody's still getting sorted out, kind of figuring out where they belong. It's hectic the first couple races. But with that being said, I think you just got to put your best foot forward. Every time, obviously, it's a long way to go. This thing's a marathon, and a lot of stuff happens, and so you just got to be on your A game. You got to do your best every time.
Yeah, I think just adding to what Adam said, it sounds like a record playing over and over, but it's long. It's a long series, and a lot of stuff can happen. There's still 20 motos to run. A lot of chaos is going to yet to come. So all you can do is focus on each race one at a time, and can't tell you how much nerves go through the body going up to each time we're out going out for a moto. So definitely a long season, and just looking. I'm very happy with the way I performed the first 2. So just looking to take each moto and getting the max amount of points I can while I'm out there.
Yeah, like they say, it's a long series, and every race are important. But for sure, next weekend is Colorado, is altitude, so the physically aspect gonna come plays, and after is High Point where it's every time really humid, and I think after it's East Coast every weekend, and the physically training gonna pay off. I hope, and we're gonna see who's ready and who's not.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. You guys put on quite a show for the fans here today. Folks, these are the top 3 in the 250 class. Adam Cianciarulo picked up the win. Justin Cooper was second, and Dylan Ferrandis rounded out the podium in third.